Let's do it. Welcome. All
right.
Do you want me to kick it off? I'm gonna kick it off. Welcome.
You did it, dude. Take that.
Welcome.
You ain't no beta.
Welcome to Nobody's Listening Podcast, the full episode.
Thank you.
If you like the segments and you like us, subscribe to the channel. Oh, and push the note.
Subscribe. So we have some kind of feeling of vague merit in all of this.
We've been bumping.
There has to be.
We have 123. We have 123 subscribers.
If you're still on, we're going strong, dude.
I know.
We're adapting to the new world, even though we're trying to have a space here soon. TBD. Dude, if you made it this far at this point, I mean, you're committed. So my promises to you is that we will legitimize this even further.
I'm afraid of, though, you know what I kind of get afraid of? Because I think about podcasts I listened to in the past, and there are ones that I'm like, dude, I fell off. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
There's ones you think like, even before, rest in peace, Crystalia. But
yeah.
Even before all that, like, there's still 7 episodes of his podcast I haven't listened to because I just like, no dissing, it just became not for me. Pete Holmes, I think he's great, but like, it just became not for me. So I'm wondering, like, was there someone?
When do you think people dropped out on ours? Do you think it had to do with like making fun of a guy at Burger King who fell off the truck? Or do you think?
No, that's what made people fall in love with us if they did. Yeah, that's what started the romance with us. Is our lack of human empathy is kind of our brand, man.
That was the litmus test. It's like you're either gonna laugh at this dude who fell off trying to carry a crate of Whoppers,
yeah,
or you're not, and
Ooh,
it's pretty clear.
That reminds me. We need to do some fan recognition and address some fan questions. Are you down to do that?
Yeah. Do we? People asked a question about.
Well, my buddy.
That happened.
My buddy Christian Depew gave us a proper plug and did a little Instagram and Facebook video comparing the quarter pounder with cheese to the Whopper, and I need to address his feedback. And he preferred the Burger King Whopper.
Shit, I did not see that.
Yeah, he prefers the Burger King Whopper, and then somebody else said Wendy's, and I didn't know Wendy's was an option, so I believe Wendy's is obviously the best because it's like if I'm gonna.
What's the Wendy's equivalent though?
Dave's Double. Dave's Double, dude. Because
yeah, but you can't compare like a Whopper to. What are you comparing a Whopper to? Like a quarter pound? It's got to be like Whopper, Big Mac, Dave's Double. Those are their greatest hits, right?
I don't. That's a good question. You think the Big Mac is the greatest hit? I feel like the Big Mac is the Pearl Jam.
Burger King, yeah.
The Big Mac is the Pearl Jam to the quarter pounder with cheese is
to the Nirvana.
Yeah. So,
no, it's the quarter pound with cheese. You're talking about the Big Mac.
You think they sell more
That's McDonald's thing.
You think they sell more Big Macs, huh?
That's their thing. Wasn't that like I don't know. I haven't bought one recently, but isn't that the whole game? That's the Big Mac, dude. That's what they're known for. Quarter pounder with cheese is just like.
You think it's just
maybe I'm wrong. I thought that was their great. I thought that was their Nirvana.
It might be. It might be. I think Big Mac. You're right. Big Mac and Whopper are like the classic, flagship sandwiches.
It's your McDonald's Big Mac. You've got to taste it to believe it. You know what I mean?
Either way, we can agree that the Dave's Double is like Soundgarden, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not even in the top 2.
I would say it's the Audio Slave, dude. I would say it's that much better.
Oh,
man.
wow. That low?
Yeah.
That low.
That's our brand, is comparing fast food to bands from the 90s.
Rest in peace, Chris Cornell.
Rest in peace, Kurt Cobain.
I'm sorry we compared your life's work to a sandwich. But
a pretty damn good sandwich, dude.
It was good. I would say America would put it to a vote that Audio Slave is just as good in the zeitgeist as a Dave's Double.
Gee, this is pretty good.
I think so. I think. Oh man, Dave's Doubles are good, but they're like so bad for you because I honestly the only reason I like the Dave's Double is because I get it plain, and the bun literally gets soaked from the cow tallow. It gets like drenched, and it's
the juices.
I've also realized this. I'm eating very healthy, and I'm noticing this. I don't want to eat like shit unless I can really gorge. Like I don't get the thrill of eating like bad food, eating junk food, unless I can eat enough to make me sick.
that's a good. I mean, that's kind of that save it up and bust your nut all at once type thing.
I'm a nut buster. Yeah, exactly.
In a blaze of gore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't ever want to get to that point where it's not even like an indulgence anymore. It's just like, it's like a speed bump in your day,
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everyone's gotten to that point in their life at one point or another where you're just like, oh God, this isn't even like a treat anymore.
No,
like when you're
that's
a kid,
it. You're right, you're right.
Listen, I know that like my physical appearance doesn't say this, but I didn't eat McDonald's all the time as a kid. I made those poor choices on my own. So when we would go to McDonald's, it was like a treat. And then at a certain point, whether it's like you are like working all the time, you're in college or whatever, and you're just eating like God knows what, like Papa John's here, Chick-fil-A there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, this isn't even, it stops having like, it's not even fun.
No.
That's the cliche thing to say, right? It just stops being fun when you're eating,
it's all about
three
like
Papa's breadsticks in your car.
Mm-hmm.
You're waiting to go into your job at Starbucks or something.
That's it.
You're like, this isn't.
That's it.
This doesn't make me happy. This isn't when I was 8.
The thing is though, I've thought about this. I actually kind of feel the opposite because now there's a Popeyes down the street. I'm being a good boy. I'm not going wild on all this fast food, but I see the Popeyes and I'm like, oh, I need to go treat myself with that hot new chicken sandwich. But whenever I go buy it, I'm like, nah, I'm not into it. Doesn't get me hard, dude. Like, there's just nothing.
Well, it's you got to be impulsive. Like, if that one day you are going to go buy it and you're going to be like, I'm going to get that right fucking now.
You're right.
And I'm going to delay the rest of my day. The rest of the shit I was going to go for a run. I was going to work on my, I was going to work on my novel. No, you ate the chicken sandwich and now your day's over. So you're going to go home and watch wrestling and jerk off and fall asleep or something.
Dude, what is that about the streak? Once you break the streak, once you break the habit, isn't it like, say you go home, you indulge. Maybe you bought 2 Popeyes chicken sandwiches. You take them home, you slam them, and for something in your brain says, hey, fuck it all. Fuck all aspects of your life.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Because you get to that point, you're like, well, I don't. You eat 2. If you're at a point where you're eating 2 Popeyes chicken sandwiches back to back, you've mentally gotten to the place of you're just like, oh, well, guess what? I can handle the consequences.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I accept it. It's not even that. You're like, I accept these consequences.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Or it's more, for me more so, it's like trying to get even with the day. That's most of the time.
What do you mean?
Explain,
go into that.
A real shit. Because
what do you mean even the day?
I find that like if I'm eating horrendous shit, like a Taco Bell or something like that, it usually means the rest of the day went so poorly that the clock was ticking and I needed to win. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not going to take a loss and go home and bake the chicken breasts that I know I'm supposed to eat. I'm going to go to Taco Bell. I'm going to think that this is a win. I'm going to think that like I'm making things even, how, work sucked
like
or
you
whatever.
Deserve it. This is going to make it. This is going to make it better.
Yeah. Yeah. You get it. You're like, oh, that's good. This is going to help. But it rarely helps. If anything, it actually takes you to the brink a little bit further sometimes. Is when you're like waiting after you had a shit day and you're in the Taco Bell drive-through line and you get the bag and you grab the bag and you're just holding it and it's not right. And you're like, what am I going to do? Am I going to count this in front of the guy? So you open the bag and then he gets pissed and then you're like, well, you gave me 3 hard tacos. I don't like the hard tacos, and you make a stink about it, and he gets pissed, and you're like, I need this, dude. This is all I got right now.
You got to explain to him. It's like, hey, man, it's one of those days where this is my win, and if these tacos are hard, it's a big fat L on a shitty day. So,
yeah, you're like, dude, I can't afford to eat hard tacos if I'm gonna watch Cops and fall asleep.
Yeah,
I can't. I need to have at least one part of this be enjoyable.
Yeah.
And it's got to be the soft taco part.
See, I'm trying to think.
Bro, now that you're saying this about comparing like fast food, the Baconator is really what Wendy's is, I think, secretly fucking with. And the Baconator is like corn. You know what I mean? Like the band Corn.
Oh, I thought
it's like overtly aggressive and people don't want to act like they fuck with it, but secretly everyone does fuck with it. They order the Baconator.
Actually, you know what? I like what you're saying. All right, and I respect it more than anything.
You like how I'm rationalizing eating shit food?
No,
because that's all. It's like death at a certain point. There's like bargaining and rationalizing with it, and like you're just trying to make sense of the whole thing,
right?
You know,
right. And I think for me, I will not do the Baconator, and I will not do the Dave's triple. Okay, and here's why. When I
never the triple.
The Dave.
Bro.
Okay. You can also get a Dave's triple with bacon, and that's the ultimate indulgence. At that point, you don't.
That's the truck driver who's on his way to, like, beating somebody up. Hopefully, not his wife.
He's not gonna have the energy after a Dave's triple with bacon, dude. He ain't doing nothing. Even if he's pissed off, that'll sedate him, dude. He'll go into the back of the truck and take a nap and think about his rage problem, man. It could be a good thing.
God, how much domestic violence has Wendy's averted, you know? Like, how many times have they intervened and been like, okay, this guy was gonna go on a rampage. Then he had a Dave's triple with bacon, and he took a 4-hour nap.
I was gonna ask you this. I was gonna ask you, there's like a darker side to this, but like, so I brought this up this weekend when I was talking to my friends. Like, how many times have like a fast food menu item? Because a lot of times in life, it can be pretty sad. So a lot of times your only motivation and your only reward system is at the end of the day, eating a good meal that you like, right? So, and sometimes it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I always wondered how many Dave's Doubles or Cheesy Gordita Crunches saved someone's life. Because if they didn't, like,
that's what I'm saying.
If Taco Bell,
that's what I'm saying, dude. How many times did it intervene? How many times was someone so close and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get a Cheesy Gordita Crunch and a Baja Blast because I don't care. Yeah. Everything else has gone to shit, but in my car, I can just drink this Baja Blast large.
Right.
It'd be good.
And then, you know, in the morning, you can kind of regroup, reset, and be like, "Ooh,
yeah."
Glad I had that
diarrhea when you wake up.
Yeah.
And it flushes out your toxins, which, you know, your brain starts thinking a bit clearer. You get some of that, you know, garbage out.
I'm serious,
Smoke
though.
a couple cigarettes, drink some coffee, and you get back on the road, you know? And then you don't kill your wife.
Exactly.
I don't know. I've never been... To me, you know, human violence in fast food has intersected in my life, you know?
Yeah.
But for someone else, it has. And for that person, I pray that they have peace in their life.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
trying to be better.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be better. You know?
I'm sure it has saved lives. Just those little things in life. Sometimes I'm like, you do need those cheap wins to get you through some things, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, dude, like a Cheesy Gordita,
for sure.
it is a safety meal. It's like, okay, a lot of things can be shitty in life. A lot of times you can feel trapped, but you can always get like a $6 meal box at Taco Bell that's really going to give you some joy, you know? Some.
Yeah.
Most,
you know, it's like it's a drug. It's going to trigger a reaction.
Yes.
But you need a win. So you do it, you know?
That's what...
So much has changed. There's so much fast food now that it's actually affecting whether or not people live or die or what they do in their day. You know, it's a... You ever think about like how... It's like, what's the word for it? It's like the butterfly effect, right?
Yeah.
It's like how like the littlest thing can derail, you know, the course of someone else's, you know, day.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that doesn't happen as much now because people, you know, whether one thing you're so locked in like your phone or whatever.
The butterfly effect?
I was watching the movie The Florida Project. Which I don't know if you've seen it.
I did. I didn't. The thing about this one, this is for the real fans because we're 15 minutes into the beginning of the show. But I love that director. You know I did. So I started watching it.
He's really good.
I couldn't finish it, man.
Oh, it's too rough?
I'll give you my...
Was it too much of a bummer?
I'll give you my take.
It's like a white bummer film, for sure.
Well, okay, my take on it is... The main characters in that show, if you think about it, are the children. And that movie makes you, when you're watching it, you're like, dude, kids are fucking annoying. You know?
That was the moral you took away from that movie.
That's why I didn't finish it. That's why I didn't finish it, because I was watching it and I'm just like, I'm just watching these kids kind of annoy sad adults. And I'm like, I was like,
yeah,
I'm
that's
done,
a good,
you know?
That could be the Rotten Tomatoes blurb.
Yeah.
These children in poverty annoy depressed adults. That's the That's the movie. That's the tagline.
And I like that director.
7 Oscar nominations.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. I was a big fan of it.
What-
but no, the
what was
reason I
your
bring
thought?
this
Yeah.
up is because we were just talking about, like, you know, being distracted by fast food, being able to maybe like stop you from doing horrendous shit.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, like the mom in that movie ends up, you know, hooking, right? And
Haven't even got there.
can you imagine? Well, you know, it's been out for like 4 years.
Yeah. Go
so it's
ahead.
fair
Go
game.
ahead.
You just start to think, man, like, and she's on her phone the whole time, which is, you know, can you imagine being like a hooker in like the 80s and you didn't have a phone to look at all day? You just had to, you're just hanging around thinking about
What you've been doing?
you know, God knows what you've been doing. You know, sometimes it's, you know,
Thinking
I'm not,
about your transgressions?
you know, we're woke dudes, you know, you know, if you want to be a sex worker, you go for it, man. You make your money, dude. I can't tell you what to do. Okay? No one should tell anyone how to make their money. But God, man, you gotta wish they had like Angry Birds at least, you know?
Yes.
Break up the darkness a little bit.
That's-
you know, get a little
You're right. And that's a good
play
point.
Snake or something.
Yeah.
At least when the Nokias came out in the 90s, they had Snake to
Dude.
be distracted from the horror with.
No lie.
I guess it's not even just being a hooker. It's like anything. If you're a funeral director, can you imagine being a funeral director back then? You can't get on
Yeah.
and play Candy Crush? Jesus.
Angry Birds has like it has served as a drug for me in times of my life. I remember when I was in college, there was just like I had so much like bad stuff going on. I remember just laying on my air mattress on this air mattress that I slept on every day. And I just remember laying on it, and I think I spent 3 hours one time trying to get a gold star on this one level. Trying to beat it in one bird. And it was just, the only reason I was doing it is because it was like, it really gives you the ability to focus on killing some piggies. And that's
it.
it can just like everything, it's like heroin. Everything just kind of fucks off, and you just try to make those piggies explode.
You just got to get the darkness in your head out. And at least you're taking it out on these little piggies who are hiding under, you know, a stone brick fort or whatever.
Yeah, man.
You just got to get out. It's like a hose that you turn off the hose, but there's still water in the line. So you just got to squeeze it until it all comes out.
Yep.
And you can put it away. That's what you're doing. That's all you're doing is you're just getting it all out before bed. You're like, I can put 3 hours into this for sure. Yeah. As long as it doesn't make me think about my son.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
and
spend 5 hours.
whatever it takes, man. Well,
If playing Fruit Ninja stops me from going into work and killing Brian, then you know that's how it is.
yeah. A good
Thank God for
$2
Fruit
well
Ninja.
spent.
They should win a Peabody.
Yeah.
They should win a Nobel Prize.
But-
How does Fruit Ninja not win a Nobel Prize for the violence they've averted?
I think it's mainly because I think honestly Fruit Ninja and just weird socially engineered things that on our phones that keep us looking at them is going to be the downfall of our generation that we talked about. Our generation and the following
so?
generations. Yeah, because I think I do. I think that's going to be it because
we're in a world. Yeah.
Because remember, dude,
We're in a world now where Angry Birds could win a Nobel Prize and Live PD could win like a Peabody Award. You know, like based on what people actually consume.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. You're right.
Well, think about this, dude. I always think this. Remember being a kid? Think about how often you had nothing to do. Think how often you were just bored.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm never bored.
I don't remember. I'm never bored anymore.
You know?
Never. There's always horrendous shit to read about online. And as long as there are videos of people fighting at stores, like, I'm never going to have that moment of like, oh, that apple fell off the tree. I think that means gravity's real. You know, that's not going to happen. We're done with that.
Yeah, but fuck that
There's not
moment.
going to be any more Newton moment.
I'm on the team of who needs that
Oh, you
moment.
don't want the moment?
No, because I honestly...
What?
I,
we're on different wavelengths.
I
then,
remember
bud.
being so, as a child, I remember so much of my life was like just waiting for something or just being bored. Just like not being engaged, but being forced in a position where I had to stay somewhere where there was nothing to do and I had nothing to play with. My Game Boy died. My mom didn't want to buy more batteries for more AAA batteries for me, so I just had to sit. Maybe my brother wasn't there. Dude, the only children, how did they make it, man? Only children with that parents couldn't afford Game Boys? How? What What's happening?
They didn't, dude. They came in psychos, dude.
That's probably it.
That's real.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a single child, an only child without a Game Boy in the 90s? God, I mean, they're probably responsible for God knows what.
It's bumming me out, dude.
I hate to think about it, honestly. I hate to think about some little kid not being able to play Pokemon Red and, distract himself from his parents, I don't...
He doesn't...
It's tough to think about. But would you make the argument, though, that boredom spurs creativity? Isn't that the whole... That's the whole argument, right?
It does, and it did for me.
It forces you.
It did for me when I was in a position where I could be creative, but like one thing that comes through my mind is I'm like waiting to go to the dentist, and they have like People magazine laying around.
All you can do is sit there and think about being at the dentist.
Yeah. And there was like, or you're just...
But in a weird way, that forces you to just kind of like reckon with it, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And not distract you. Be like, okay, I guess I got to be here. I'm going to get some dude to saw my tooth in half because I eat candy constantly because my parents are at work. So if I got to wait here and get my tooth sawed in half, you're right. Some kid should be able to play...
Maybe I did,
Superman on N64.
Maybe I did get some good thinking done, though, too. I don't know. Maybe it did.
Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm full of shit. What...
Hey, this is
like 8-year-old being like actually creative, I bored. I get that as an adult. If you're bored, it forces you to be like, I'm gonna start my online store or whatever the fuck the thing is. When you're like 8, it's like I'm bored. I'm gonna draw this horrific, cartoon on the wall of my parents' house.
Oh,
that's the level of creativity you're gonna get out there.
I'm gonna draw a woman with breasts, even though I'm not entirely sure what naked breasts look like.
I'm going to draw a naked lady that's so crudely drawn that my parents are going to have a mental breakdown wondering if I should be in therapy or not.
That's...
force them to... That
was me. I would draw like very violent stuff, and then I would draw chicks with big old titties, dude. And I was really into...
Really? So your issues were just so like on the surface level. Like they were so clear. You're like, this is a violent child with sexual proclivity.
Nothing crazy. I wasn't drawing anyone tied up or wearing a ball gag or anything, but just some titties, dude. Nothing crazy.
That would have been cool if you did. Cool ass
My parents would be like, okay, we're just gonna throw this one back and try again.
Yeah. You would have been in military school the fucking second any of those drawings hit eyes.
You know what's actually really funny? I think back on this, and when I was a kid, I used to think like very long boobies, like long, big, saggy boobies. I was like, well, those are the best kind of boobies. Like if a girl has like long boobies, I thought that was like the hottest thing,
You mean like an old lady? Like long?
Yeah, because I didn't really...
Sagging or long?
Like long, because I didn't really know what I was looking... I didn't know what a perky boob was. I didn't know all these like... You
were just looking for surface area.
Yeah, I was like, wow, if boobs were like 6 feet long, that's a nice boob, because it's big, that was like...
Yeah.
I didn't know anything, so I thought bigger's better, longer's bigger. Well, let's look at some long boobies, man.
Little Joey making crude drawings of the 6-foot tittied lady.
Yeah, dude.
Catholic school, freaking the fuck out of his teachers. They have no idea how to deal with the level of human psychology that goes into addressing that.
Yeah,
but
dude.
They'll try.
They just be like, you know what? Don't draw that anymore. Stick with some T-Rexes, and then...
Hey, draw a T-Rex or we're going to hit you.
Yeah.
And if you don't stop this, we're going to keep hitting you. That's parenting, though.
It is.
I don't know what to tell you.
Threats of violence and violence. Were you to wrap the beginning of our show up, were you spanked?
No.
Really?
No, my mom she pulled like a belt on me once to like scare me.
Okay.
Yeah,
I do.
I was being a real shithead, but no, never got spanked. I never got that. I didn't actually know anyone who was either.
Really?
Like a belt? I feel like a belt was more common where I was from. Is that more fucked up? What's more fucked up? Hitting a kid with a... That's worse, right? So this week I traveled to Tampa, Florida, which was pretty fucking ridiculous. I had to go there to see a family member, for anyone wondering. What if I just started this? I was like, yeah, dude, so I just want to go down to Daytona Beach, get fucked up, and I saw my boys, like totally without any kind of irony. I was like, I just had to get fucked up and see my boys, so
yeah.
You know how it is, dude.
You would have to lean into the...
flag.
Yeah, you'd have to just lean into the I don't believe. You would honestly have to believe into the corona truth or lie. You would have to, you can't be, you can have no wokeness. If you go to Florida voluntarily, which you did not, you're on the whatever wrong side of history in any particular issue. That's where you be.
You just cemented it with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, yeah, it was weird, dude. It was weird for sure. Which, first of all, like, I had to go, so going through like the airport, and again, I did not want to go to Florida necessarily, but as life would happen, I had to.
Sure.
So I'm like getting ready to go to the airport, and I'm like freaking out because you know what the fuck, I do not want to be in an airport going to the literal hotspot of this shit right now.
Yeah.
And if you haven't been to an airport right now, in whoever situation you're in right now, if you haven't been, it is like it's like going. I don't know. It's like walking into a place where everyone is just like, everyone thinks that there's just like assassins everywhere, like ready to kill you. There's just a constant paranoia, and people like there's two types of people.
Okay.
It's like 2/3 paranoia.
Okay.
And then like 1/3 chaos agents, you know? So like it's literally the most scared and the most I don't give a fuck people. You know what I mean? It's people who are forced to travel, and then people who want to travel.
See, okay,
which is a fun dynamic.
I was on. So this weekend I went to Michigan, and I haven't felt like a-hole. Gotta stay in the algorithm. I have not felt like an a-hole until right now, because I voluntarily got on a plane to go see my loved ones. And I didn't, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking about it now, I'm like, dude, was I not being woke at not buying a plane ticket? What do you think?
I mean,
because you're in a different circumstance than I am, but I'm feeling like maybe I'm on the wrong side of history. Maybe I should have gone to Florida with my bros.
You might be a little bit, dude. You might be. You might be.
I'm feeling the shame, dude.
I can't judge anyone. You know, I can't. I had to go get on a plane, so I can't do it.
All right, fair enough, fair enough.
But I don't know. It's, you know what it was, man? It was like, you go in there thinking like, okay, I'm going to go be on a plane. And then, of course, my flights were fucking Spirit. Which, dude, I got the emergency row on a Spirit, which basically makes me a volunteer firefighter. The way I see
sure.
it. And
yeah, dude.
If
shit hits the fan, you're the savior. You're the Christ, and it's all on you.
People want to know where my ethics stand. Here's what I think. I think that if you buy the exit row on a Spirit flight, you have the same honor as a firefighter.
Sure.
That's what I think that you're signing up for.
Hey, Zach, dude, thank you for your service, man.
Well, listen, dude, I was just doing my job. But you said it, you know. I was sitting next to this dude, and he had one of these, like, it's fun. I saw a dude in a hazmat suit, which I'm like, okay, I get it. Actually, no, I don't.
I saw a girl in a hazmat suit.
A mask and...
There's a girl on my flight in a hazmat suit. Mm-hmm.
Listen... Maybe we'll go down the line and we'll realize that they were the right ones.
You had a negative reaction. You had a negative reaction to it, though.
I did.
I thought it was cool. I was like, I thought
it was overkill.
But it's so considerate, though. You know what I mean? I feel like it's full consideration. I'm like, I saw that and I was like, because man, those white kind of Ghostbuster suits, right?
Yeah,
dude.
People's protective gear is getting like out of hand at this point.
Yeah,
you know, if you're in a full white, like, okay, what do you? It's not. The guy I was sitting next to on the plane had one of these, like, you know, face mask, obviously, and it had one of these like things you put over your head that has like ventilation in it, and it's just like blocks everything out.
Okay,
straight up looked like. Which, by the way, I don't know if that doesn't help with your flight anxiety when you feel like you're next to an ISIS prisoner in your row. Okay, there's a dude with a thing over his face like this. Say, I don't care how many CBD gummies you take, you're gonna be anxious, you know. That's the way I felt with a hazmat suit. I'm like, man, I get it. Like, they're just trying to be safe, but I'm like, this is terrifying. But what are you gonna do?
Okay,
you know, you think it's.
I didn't. Okay, nobody was. I did not see anyone that had a actual like beekeeper suit on. It was just kind of like a vinyl jumpsuit sort of looking thing. So
that's what I feel like I saw the vinyl jumpsuit. Yeah, I didn't see the beekeeper. But it was funny though, because I had to go to LA to Dallas and then Dallas to Tampa, which was like, it's like the tour. That's the tour of, freedom right now.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got Florida and Texas are both places that, as much as you don't want them to, all of the stereotypes about them get visualized and confirmed within 5 to 10 minutes of being there.
Yeah.
Like I got to the Texas airport and I swear to God, I just saw this dude who had a McDonald's mask around his neck screaming on speakerphone to a dude about jet skis. And I literally just sat there and I was like, how is your vote gonna fix this? How we cool, man.
We made him though.
Biden,
we made him.
Vote for Yee, dude. I don't care what you want to do. Like, listen, if we're not gonna fix that, And I know what you're thinking. Anyone's listening right now is like, oh, is he talking shit about a McDonald's employee? No, was not an employee.
No, he's talking shit about jet ski owners.
McDonald's. I'm talking shit about jet ski owners. I would venture to say jet ski owners are responsible for 30% of the COVID transmissions in America right now.
That's true.
I would believe. I would bet that. Like, it's one of those things, you know what I mean? Like, not all people spreading COVID have a jet ski, but all people who have jet skis are spreading COVID probably.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the analogy I'm making.
That's 100.
I'm seeing this dude screaming. Okay. He's screaming about a jet ski. What's this thing about people have like their mask and then like when they have a phone conversation or like taking it off, like the voice wouldn't be clear through the. I caught myself doing it.
You did
as much
that?
as I've done to talk shit. I caught myself like once and I was like, what is this like programmed? And then I like put it back and I was like, what is this program for? Maybe it's like, I don't know.
Dude, the mask, people do that. They remove their mask to talk. I'm like, what? I don't know. Because they'll be like, oh yeah, what do you think? And then in the situation where their mouth is pointed directly at a person, they remove, I don't know, man. I don't know, but people do it or they slide, they let a little nose peek out. I'm like, just take it off.
Yeah.
You can take it off if you don't care.
I know, honestly, right? Like, I was sitting on the plane and I swear to God, no less than 5 different people got on without any mask. And we're like, immediately, it's like they walked into a retail store naked. Like 6 people were just like, sir, like, immediately. He was like, what?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
One guy wasn't wearing it. He was like, you need to wear the mask. And he's like, oh, I fucking know.
Are you serious?
And I'm like, dude, yeah.
Oh
dude,
my gosh.
Time. You think these public freak out videos are just like spawning out of nowhere? No, dude, this shit is happening so much. Like, people just didn't give a fuck, and I'm just sitting there like terrified, going, to where you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? So I get to Florida, and like, the tough thing about Florida is that like, does everybody hate them, and are they the pretty much poster example of how not to use your liberties? Yeah, probably. Yeah, but goddamn, if there's not something likable about the lack of pretension there, like, as much as you see people without masks, you just see people who truly, doesn't matter if it's COVID, doesn't matter if it's having an eighth of weed in your pocket when you get arrested on cops. It's people who just don't give a fuck anymore, and they're living decision by decision.
Yeah,
and, it's inspiring to a degree.
I can see that because we live in Los Angeles, California, which is like probably maybe second or third most liberal cities. And there's so much self-righteousness that like when someone is completely unashamed of themselves and truly authentic, even if it's they're not a good person, still kind of refreshing.
It is refreshing. That was it. I was like, oh my God, look at this guy. He's, out here screaming at a nurse. Like, he doesn't care about his reputation at all.
No.
Like, he's a scumbag, but that's a free boy right there.
Yeah.
It was refreshing to see. Now, did I avoid a lot of them and, freak out if I had to go to a 7-Eleven to go get cash from an ATM? Yeah.
What was your?
I love a Florida man, dude. I can't lie. I love a Florida man.
You like a little danger, dude. You like a Florida man. You like a little threat of violence.
I like someone without. I like the lack of pretension paired tastefully with the threat of violence and drug use.
So what's it like there? Are they really
fun.
Yeah. No, are they really powering through? Like what was the vibe amongst the people? What was the the threat, the danger level, business as usual, or like what was up? What was your thought? You're in Tampa Bay, Florida.
When I got there, I didn't. Yeah, so like I didn't like go out too much, obviously.
Yeah.
But like I did have to. You have to go out to like random, like, pick up groceries or whatever, and you see just in like your day to day, just driving. First of all, Tampa, by the way, no mask like mandate or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just like not even to go to a business. Like they can enforce it themselves, but there isn't like a business mandate. I think.
How many?
So,
okay.
It was
okay.
But, like, I would go to stores, you know, and it's the same as here. You go to, like, a 7-Eleven, you know, everybody's spaced out in line. You have to wear a mask, whatever.
Okay.
But, like, dude, for the most part, it was... I mean, it's lawless, man. People know what's up. They see the numbers. There was, like, nobody with masks. Like...
Wait, but I thought you said there were. Like, where were there no one with masks?
I would say, like, inside, like, a 7-Eleven, yes. But, like... When I went, I had to like go pick up groceries.
Yeah.
And the whole parking lot is like none.
But once you enter the grocery store,
to pick up groceries. But then
once you're in the grocery,
that's what I guess what I'm trying to say is that like it seemed like people had to like would follow it if they had to do something. But like the second outside, it was like here, people walk down the street and it's on. You know.
Yes.
I don't know what people's thoughts are on that, but that's the reality. They're always on here, but there it was just like it was much rarer, I would say.
But once you're in the grocery store, everyone's masked up.
I mean, about this, like you see people here who like come in without one and might get like, you know.
No, dude, it's like piranhas, dude. It's like if you walk in no mask in Los Angeles, even in whatever neighborhood you in, you walk in, dude, you won't even get past security, man. You ain't getting in with no mask. You pop off the mask when you're inside. Piranhas, dude. Everybody and their mother's coming over you and telling to put your GD mask on.
You're right.
I'm positive.
Right. I would say not as much there. That's what I would say. I'd say you go into a store, if you want to go and get a code red without a mask, like a cop might say something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like the people there were like I went to a 7-Eleven, the lady checking me out had it like around her neck. And I was like, okay.
Oh, really? Just, you know. Okay, there it is. There it is. That's the vibe. Because in LA, you go to 7-Eleven.
It's weird. It's weird because it sounds like I'm going like back and forth. But the reality is now I'm like thinking of like every situation. Because Eddie like truly didn't go out much.
Sure,
I was like stationed in this house basically. So then I just start thinking about, but all I'm telling you is that like, yeah, I drove by a bar one night and it was like a full. I was driving by the beach and I passed this bar that was bumping.
Really?
2 GJs and like 300 people. None of them had masks. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is like the essential things. I feel like it's still pretty enforced, like a drugstore or like you know, going to a grocery store. But when you're going to Rick's Tavern by the beach and there's 2 DJs playing Chase Rice. And like, you know, people slamming Miller Lights. Yeah, dude, lawless. It was like nothing had ever happened. Okay. It was like weird to see glimpses of both.
So it's
very specific times where you'll be like, this is like nothing ever happened. It's like a time capsule. It was crazy.
Going to Rick's Tavern is reckless by nature. So anything that is reckless by nature has no regard for protecting itself.
No. I had a buddy, like, when I was down there, my brother said he, like, encountered this dude who I guess, like, went to a golf course alone. And some dude got paired up with him. And the dude, like, stuck his hand out to shake his hand. He was like, hey, man, put it there. And he was like, sorry, I don't really give a shit about the virus or whatever. And, like, tried to shake his hand. I was like, man, I can't imagine, like, can you imagine being such a bro that, like, you can't even fix the wiring of trying to shake a dude's hand, you know?
What do you mean fix the what? Like going in for it? Well, he said he didn't give. He was.
Like, have you gone in for a handshake?
No, but that guy sounds like he was like. He sounds like he thought about not doing the handshake, and he probably considered the fact that no one's doing a handshake, and he's probably tried to give a handshake to a lot of people that have turned him down. So it sounds like to me that he was trying to be like, make a statement and say, I don't really care. I don't think that was involuntary for sure, man. If you're still out here trying to shake people's hands, you trying to say something.
Maybe I was giving him too much credit. Clearly,
Yeah.
thought it was just like wired programming, but I don't know. I mean, they're gonna have a rough couple months. I know that much, but you know,
I guess they're
I don't know what rough.
America's guinea pig, dude. So
They're cool with it, man. I mean, there's no income tax. They don't do anything. There's no zoning laws.
I'm
It's
curious.
complete lawlessness down there. Who better?
Yeah. We'll check back in a couple weeks, see what the status is, but
I'm gonna buy a property down there when like the entire market collapses.
yeah,
I think I can do that. I'm gonna
sure.
get, like a seaside condo.
Yeah.
In Boca Raton.
For sure. Yeah.
Dude, fuck it. Let's retire to Boca Raton, bro.
Yeah,
Can we
but
just
I
do
mean, we
that?
gotta wait it out. We gotta wait it out for all the bodies to hit the floor, you know?
Yeah.
You're waiting it out to
When
be a
Korn goes on
death
tour
wave.
down. No, sorry. When we can get a solid, we can get Disturbed on tour again. That's how we'll know the water's clear.
Yeah.
When Disturbed is doing tours in Florida again, that's when I'm like, all right, it's time to buy property.
No, dude, I feel like Disturbed on tour in Florida, when that happens, that's the final extermination. That's the last round of
That's the last dose of the pesticide. Do you ever get this feeling lately that you're like, man, dude, did we have a good 1 week ago?
Yeah,
and then
sure.
every week you just have that. I'm like, man, did we have a good 2 weeks ago? Like, I didn't anticipate going on Twitter today, seeing like Kanye West heavy psychological breakdown on the campaign trail.
in
But
South Carolina?
Here I am in South Carolina. He went bad on Harriet Tubman, said she didn't free the slaves.
I
That
couldn't, dude.
drew a reaction.
Y'all, we leaving right now.
The man.
First and foremost,
All right.
his voice is so high.
Yeah.
His
Oh,
voice
yeah.
is so high pitched. Did you ever notice this?
Oh, yeah, he talked-
It was
yeah.
weird listening to him.
There would have been no Kanye West.
His voice is.
I'm not like a Kanye fan, so I never knew what he sounded
Yeah,
like.
I am. So there are a lot of
Unlike
rappers like
music.
that, like Big Sean. Also, a lot of rappers and Kendrick. Their voices are very different, and a lot of them have voices that are a lot higher pitched. And Jay-Z as well. If you like listen to him when he's not doing the Jay-Z voice, they sound very different. They're very unrecognizable.
Sounds like a dork.
Yeah, no.
Sounded like a dork
Yeah.
when I was listening to him.
That's
Like,
how
this guy's
Kanye talks.
He's a fucking nerd.
Yeah.
He sounded like the kid who read, like the kid in freshman year of high school who was like reading Russian books and he just would like all of a sudden go off on a tangent every now and then.
Guy,
Like,
I'm sure that
well,
was Kanye.
I know you think the history's
Yeah.
like, I know you guys think history's like this.
Yeah.
But it's actually like this.
He's a but
And
actually
going off,
kid.
It's like, Harry,
He's a.
but actually.
Yeah. He is, though. That's
first of
him.
all-
That's him for sure, man.
Here's the question. First of all, you can't even comment anymore as to like,
Y'all, we leave
oh,
right
you
now.
said Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. Oh, he cried about like, aborting his kid. All I'm saying is, I don't know. I think he's got some good ideas, dude. I mean, he's a front runner in my book right now.
Dude, all right, for me, listening to that, I was like, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me
What's that?
It reminded me of a first time open mic comedy person.
Oh, for sure. The similarities are glaring.
It's
like you saying something controversial
Yes.
and then immediately like leaning into it as hard as you can,
Right.
thinking that that's the escape route.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Like
was
that she's like, well, Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. She just took them to work for other white people. And then the lady's like, she's like, oh no, we're leaving
Y'all,
now.
we
He's
leaving
like,
right now.
but seriously, think about it. Like
No. It was it was a bringer. It was a bringer show. It was a bringer show because everyone there wanted to like what he was saying, right? They're there to see
Yeah.
Kanye. So it's a bring. If you don't know,
he brought his friends from work.
yeah, in comedy, when you're getting into it, a lot of times you end up doing these bringer shows, which basically the club will give you 5 minutes of time. In exchange, you have to bring 5 of your friends to come and pay the drink minimum and buy a ticket and watch you do comedy. It's a little quid pro quo. And so all these people that came, they're like, oh, this is cool. We like Kanye. We want to hear what he has to say. So he puts out this idea of Harriet Tubman being a slave trader. And it's just one of those ideas that everyone's like, I can't even hear the rest of the thought You know?
Yeah.
Like the original,
which is funny. Yeah.
It's so bad that I can't even. I have to boo. I love you. I came for you, and I have to boo you because you took such a giant misstep. You know?
The lack of. Well, the funny thing is that like people are analyzing this now like he's an actual candidate, which I'm like, dude.
Oh, that's dumb.
First of all, he definitely.
No.
I know. Well,
that's foolish. Yeah.
Need something to like talk about.
Yeah.
You know. But the reality is, like, dude's trying to sell an album. I don't know if the album's probably gonna be real good, but this is the press tour for the album. You know, I saw a dude unhinged like you would correct, like an open micer who last ditch effort, like finally is like he's like, you know what, I'm gonna show my true self to all the people I work with. I'm gonna open up. And then he does, and you're like, boy, you should have kept that shit closed, Mike.
Dude.
You're kind of nuts.
He was an open micer that because an open micer or a bringer show guy, new stand-up comedian, he only has to do 5 minutes, right? Kanye was like an open micer that found himself having to do an hour, you know? So it's like an open micer who has to do an open mic, and he gets to a point where he's like, wow, I thought riffing would come easier. And then he's like, I'm going to swing for the fences. I'm really going to go for it. And then he just did. I mean, I loved it, dude. I love Kanye.
Respect.
I love him. And he's also a type of guy that's like, he's been able to live his whole life in a lot of aspects like a child, you know? Like, very childlike, which I think is really great for creativity. But I think in a lot of ways, he's got to be miserable, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's what's going on. I mean, he's like, as we speak, having a meltdown on Twitter.
Yeah.
So who knows? This could be so inappropriate tomorrow.
Dude, but
when he really goes off.
But that's the thing. His life is a manic episode. You know what I mean? It's not like this is new. You know, this is old. Like part of me, and he's a dork. And the way he talks, he's very eloquent. I think he's very smart, and he has these really great ideas. But it's funny. He has to be just like constant.
I think he's a talented artist.
Yeah, but it's just constant turmoil in his head. You know, just like constant turmoil. I'm sure in his head. And I think
he'd be great for the Oval Office. I think that's that level of we need somebody who's passionate. You know, we need somebody who's willing to say the thing that no one wants to say. And that thing apparently was that a civil rights icon, you know, was actually a false prophet. I don't know what his vision is.
I wanted to be like, honestly, my thought was, go on. You can't go bad on Harriet Tubman and then just not explain where you got that information from, dude. Like the Underground Railroad.
I kind of wish like the crowd. I wish he had the confidence of like a seasoned veteran comic to just not give into the crowd.
Yeah.
And he just kept going and going and going. And, you know, we could have had so much more gold other than that. At one point, he really did like the only point that it seemed like he legitimately wasn't being serious was that like when he was talking about, he's just like screams. He's like, I almost aborted my daughter. And then everyone's like, kind of grows silent, and he repeats it again. He's like, I almost aborted my daughter. It's so clear as day. You can hear someone say, but you didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
Like,
yeah.
But you did. That's the level of like everybody gets a trophy that we're at now. It's like, dude, but you didn't kill your child.
That's what he said.
You can be president. You can be president.
Dude,
you didn't kill your child.
So many mixed messages, man. Because he says, first of all, he says, my dad wanted to kill me. His dad wanted to abort him. And then he says, I wanted to kill my daughter. And then he says, I'm pro-choice, like I believe abortion's legal. So he's recognizing that I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone, but he's definitely recognizing that he believes that abortion is murder, and he's also recognizing that he thinks abortion should be legal.
He's okay with it.
And I was like, guy, take a stance on one way or the other, man.
No, dude, he's a great politician.
Yeah, but you're not going to win. Say something, dude. Constantly. You're Kanye. You're allowed to, man. Just be part of the pro-life movement, dude. Do what you want. You're not gonna be president. You just had a manic episode in South Carolina. Like, it's not happening. Just be yourself. Be Kanye. We like that about you, even if we don't necessarily agree with it, man.
You might be right. Like I said, it's weird for me to look at because I wasn't like a fan. I know, like, he's super talented. I know his music's good. I just never fucked with it.
Same.
So now I'm just like a dude on the outside, and I'm genuine. I just, I hope he's okay, man.
I
think he needs to get his head back in the game to take this. I mean, he's honestly he's a top 3 candidate for me right now.
Yeah.
There's only like 5.
Who are you taking?
I don't know if Tom Steyer's still in the race, but
who you take? Steyer's out, long out. Who you taking? You like Dave Grohl's music, but would you stand by him as who do you think's a better candidate?
Would I follow him?
No, you know what? I'm gonna say I think Dave Grohl seems like the nicest man alive. All right, let's go through this thought experiment real quick.
I would rather have Mickey Rourke as president right now.
Okay.
I think.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
I think that's where I'm.
But keep in mind, you're gonna have to be looking at Mickey Rourke's face a lot.
He goes, "Do you want to look like that, or do you want to look like this picture we have?" I said, "I want to look like that picture." He said, "We're running out of time."
That would be really hard to do.
Mm-hmm. Subscribe to the podcast if you listened before and you enjoy our show. If you don't know yet, then just listen to us talk about childhood crushes. So this isn't necessarily it's childhood crushes that we had, but also just general childhood crushes, man, woman, female. Also anthropomorphized cartoons. I had big crushes on cartoons, which I'm definitely willing to get into.
Yeah, the 90s were really the era where people started,
sexy cartoons.
Where people were talking about childhood crushes, right?
Yeah.
It all started with Jessica Rabbit, and people's minds all started getting blurry.
Sailor Moon.
Like little kids across the world were getting horny, and they're like cartoons. And
Lola Bunny.
The word we weren't ready to process that yet. Lola Bunny.
No,
was another
I think.
One.
Dude, Lola Bunny like messed up my sexual psychology, man. I don't think I've ever been able to heal from it. Yeah. Can you imagine
drawing that? Dude, you ever think about the first dude who had to draw Lola Bunny? When like the people making Space Jam were like, okay, we need to sexualize this cartoon to sell this to like kids, like teenage boys. He's like, I'm on it.
And they nailed it. They nailed it. And also in the script, she's sexy as hell. Everything she does, she's like getting bugs hard. God. You know? A lot of like boing and then like hard eyes and stuff. And she was just like, she wasn't wearing pants, dude. She wasn't wearing pants. You have the little tail. Yeah, dude, that is a good point. Because somebody had to say, hey, make the rabbit sexier. Okay.
Yeah. Some executives were sitting in a pitch meeting. They're like, listen, I think the movie's good, but the rabbit isn't horny enough. And we need to fix that.
Right.
We're trying to sell product.
Who was your okay, because we can do I have my childhood crush who I was really into, and then I have the female childhood crushes who I had the cartoon or woman I wanted to hook up with, and then I had the other side where it was like the girls in my class's crushes who I wanted to be. I got both.
Well, that's two different things.
They are, and I have two different answers.
What are the big ones? What are the big ones everyone's gonna say? If you grew up in the 90s/2000s, you're gonna say
Xena Warrior Princess.
You're gonna say
dude.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Yeah, dude.
That was it for you, like the weird biblical, kind of element to it. This like old world.
Oh
slang.
yeah, dude. Yeah, and then also like I remember there's this movie called The Scorpion King, which was like a spin-off of The Mummy, and they go into Sodom and Gomorrah, and there are these prostitutes that are trying to tempt The Rock to like go have sex with him. And I remember like feeling that was like one of the first moments where I was like, I wish this movie had a little more of those ladies in it, I mean, I wish he would have popped into that little brothel. You were
looking for the biblical babes, dude.
That's what you were looking
for.
You were that man.
Christian. That's what you were
looking for. I was.
Lady who was, running a brothel Jesus of Nazareth or something.
There's some pretty hot Bible stories, man. There's some pretty. If you're into incest, there's a couple incest Bible stories, dude. It's
yeah, dude. The Bible.
It's got a little something for everyone.
For like what porn would be eventually. The Bible literally wrote the book.
Most porn is just Bible fan fiction, man.
That's all it is. All
right, who was your hottie?
So
who was your?
Xenia.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the big one. It was probably.
Who was yours? I think
Topanga. Right?
Really? Wasn't Topanga like a dork though?
I guess, but that was like on the show. It was literally the two dorkiest kids. You had like Corey, who was just like this little nerd, little dork, and he had Sean, who was just like annoying.
Right,
like,
but cool.
My dad wasn't around, dude. Oh, I'm gonna knock this trash can over. You know? I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
We get it, dude. You're pretty one-sided, bro. Like, figure it out. All right.
Wasn't Topanga hot? Sure. And then they were like, she was kind of a dork. Like, she was a dork, and then there was one episode where she like puts on a bathing suit, and you realize she has like giant tits, and everyone's like,
yeah.
Topanga, like everyone realizes it, and then they're just like they immediately sexualize her. Then everything after is like now this character is nothing but a pair of tits.
Yeah, Disney's pretty good at doing that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I mean, he'd have to be up there, you know. Dude, JTT, dude, you know.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, yeah,
I don't care
for sure.
I don't care what kind of boy you were growing up. You could be straight as hell, dude. Everyone knew. You see Jonathan Taylor Thomas, that was a star.
The bowl cut with the
star.
He was the bowl cut with the part in the middle. That was like the blonde mohawk, the blonde like bowl cut part in the middle.
It was classic. I mean, it was so of the time. He was so on the nose of what fashion was. You know,
he was.
What was it? Was it just that he was just he's a teen heartthrob, man. Same with like
he was a cutie.
I feel like it's the same vein as like people would say Justin Timberlake too, right? Or pick any member.
I think JTT was a little snarky. He was a little snarky. He had a little sass. He was a little bit of a bad boy, which I think more than Justin Timberlake was. He was like a snarky little kid.
He did play Tom Sawyer in that straight to Disney Tom Sawyer movie.
Yeah.
So he was crafty. You know, that probably played a big factor in it.
Elijah Wood played Huck Finn, by the way.
Did he really? He was not. He was not a teen heartthrob. He looked like a goblin pretty early on.
Yeah, pretty early. He was good though. That movie's great. Do you remember? Okay, but getting a little older. Do you know the name Chad Michael Murray?
Oh yeah. Chad Michael Murray. He's on yours. One Tree Hill. Okay.
All the girls. It was one of those things like all in middle school. All your friends that are girls who like secretly have crushes on. Like all they would ever talk about was Chad Michael Murray. So it was just the constant barrage of feeling inadequate by guys that were 10 years older than us that they admired, you know?
Yeah, like adult men, you know?
Yeah, just adults, playing high schoolers. Yeah. And I was like, oh, and then the OC guy, Benjamin McKenzie, dude.
Yeah, dude. He was definitely up there. He was another case of the annoying kid whose dad wasn't there, so he just had to be a little shithead to everyone. Yeah. But not like real. Like he'd never be violent. He'd just be a little bitch, you know?
Punch a wall maybe or something like that.
Yeah, dude, just like asking for attention. Punch a wall, knock over a trash can.
Yeah.
Maybe bust through a screen door if things were especially bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude from the OC. Who else?
Dude, what's kind of interesting is like,
dude, I mean, probably like Carmen Electra, like in the late 90s, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, no, but when I was, sure, probably, but like, I feel like at that point, I was like, at that point, there were so many attractive women in my life or just like floating around my, on TV or whatever in my presence.
What's your childhood like? Tell me.
No. I'm media and television, not in my life. But I'd seen so many hot women at that point. Like a hot woman on TV is just a hot woman in real life. I can't tell the difference. But when you're a child, what's put in front of you is mostly cartoons, So that shapes a lot of like what your sexuality is, So I never like developed crushes on anyone after the age of like 11, I would say.
Really, the lines got blurred that early for you? And just
yeah, it was just. Yeah, I was just like, I don't know who I would have developed a crush on other than Xena the Warrior Princess. She was so tall, dude. I just wanted to get roughed up, dude. I wanted her to beat me up. That's what I wanted, because I didn't know what sex was. I just wanted her to like just like hurt me, you know, like pin me down, and like I just wanted to get pinned by her.
I get that. Like Trish Stratus like Trish Stratus, like former WWF superstar.
Yes,
same way.
Dude. She's you go, dude. That's
God,
the same.
I hope she didn't die, dude.
No, she's still around.
This is one of those moments where we're gonna have to Google someone's dead.
I saw a T-shirt of her recently. I think she's still around. She's doing all right.
Alive. We're good.
She still look good?
Hey, dude, she's got money.
Yeah, dude. I would.
Does.
Yeah. But that was my thing. That was my, as an 11-year-old, that was like my fetish before I knew I had it.
Yeah, it's the biblical lady to beat you up. That's hey, at least you figured it. You had an awakening, and whether or not it was a Scorpion King, it's an awakening.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if anyone's slipping through the radar. Oh, dude, Goofy's son in that Goofy movie. That kid was cool. Remember?
Max?
Yeah, dude.
You had a thing for Max?
No, I didn't have a thing for him, but I'm just saying, like, he was cool, right? Like, you know, he's like a JTT in like the cartoon world.
Oh, you admired him. You adored him.
Yeah, I just want to be friends. I want to skateboard with him. Maybe spray paint.
Yeah,
something.
I didn't like the way Max treated Goofy, man. I felt like he was.
Oh, you didn't?
I felt like Goofy was a good ass dad, and then like Max was kind of an ingrate, man.
Max was kind of a shitty kid, and especially since his dad was like disabled. You know, like he was really fucked up about it. And like you're right, like he.
Are you saying his dad was disabled? Like he was like mentally disabled?
Yeah, like that. Like what's eating Gilbert Grape? You know?
Yeah, that's true. Like,
yeah. I don't know. Like he could have been nicer, but like
he could have.
Yeah, okay.
That's a funny spin-off
Max
of.
Is out.
Yeah, that's a funny spin-off of a Goofy movie. Is Max just like coming to terms with the fact that his father has a mental condition that makes him pretty simple.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's an after-school special for Disney.
Like his name's not actually Goofy.
Yeah.
He was just bullied until he forgot his name was Roger, and they just called him Goofy.
Social workers talking to Max at like an office, like his name's not Goofy, his name's Ronald.
Yeah,
it's Ronald Firstein, and I don't know where the Goofy thing came from. We didn't think it hurt.
Stuck.
We just let him go for it. Somehow he had you, and listen, there are certain challenges you got to deal with, and
right.
Wow,
you're gonna end up feeling more like the father.
We had no idea that Max's story was so deep, man.
It is deep.
I have more respect for him.
He was cool, especially when he dressed up as Powerline and sang it from the school. All right, we gotta. I watched that movie a lot. All right, I think there were more. I had Misty. I was gonna end on the Misty. Did you ever watch
Misty from Pokemon?
Yes, dude. I was like,
of course.
I had like feelings for her. It wasn't just like it was more than a sexual thing, man. I had feelings. Like I felt like she was a real cool girl. I felt like we would have got along.
You thought you would have vibed. Why? Because she was pretty chill, or that she was just hype.
That's what it was.
Wait,
she was
Misty
very red hair.
We're not talking about the redheaded Rocket, right?
No, you're thinking. No. Oh, she was hot too. She was a bad girl, which I was into.
Yeah, she was bad. No, Misty was Ash's friend.
Yes, and she seemed like Brock was chill, and you don't know who was really gonna make the move.
Brock was the dude you were jealous of. Like you wanted Misty, but you knew like Brock. She definitely had a crush on Brock, and you kind of hated Brock for it. You're like, dude, what's so special about you? Your Pokemon are fucking rock Pokemon. I mean, could they have made that any more obvious? He's the rock guy, and his name's Brock. Like, come on.
Yeah, well, yeah, come on, man. It's Japanese, man.
Meatball.
Yeah. But he was cool. He was like I liked Brock, but I always wondered like at the end of the day, one of these guys is taking home Misty. Who's it gonna be?
It wasn't Brock. It wasn't Brock. It was Ash.
It wasn't. It was Ash.
Brock's like that guy from high school who's like kind of a jock and he's kind of cool, and then like later down the road he like became a cop, and you're like, okay, like that's a weird.
You think so?
You know, like you were charming, you were athletic, everybody liked you. Now you're a cop and you're a bastard. Nobody likes you. Like, what happened, Brock? All right, we are power ranking the LaCroix flavors. I'm going to pull up the list right now to make sure that we don't leave any out, because there are some stupid ones in there that they're trying to get cute with lately, and they haven't latched on.
All right, let's start from the bottom.
Let's start
the skinny cans.
Okay, this is a perfect example of like the year 2020. I just came to LaCroix's Wikipedia page, and literally before I even scroll down, there's a section called Controversies, Sexual Harassment. Like, I didn't know LaCroix was tainted. But
I don't think there's
Nick
any.
Caparella, their CEO, was accused by sexual harassment of 2 former employees. So
Nick,
now what do we do, man?
I think we can.
I have the list of it here.
Okay, but all right. Well, then that being said, I actually think my favorite flavor of seltzer water is bubbly. It's a mango bubbly. I think trumps any type of LaCroix you could ever buy. I'm gonna throw that out there.
Well, that's crazy. But I mean, it's definitely not bubbly.
Okay. Well, all right. What are your flavors? How many flavors do we got to rank?
It's like 10. What? You know what's up. There's a lot of them. Let's power rank them real quick. What's in the number? Let's do the top 10. Let's do the top 10. What's number 10? Is it pure? Is it the plain one? Is that the default?
No. I think it's pear. I think pear peach.
Oh, dude, pear would be down there.
Pear dash peach is very bad. I don't think it tastes good at all because it actually tastes like a pear, and I don't like that.
It doesn't taste like a pear. It tastes like metal. It tastes like somebody put a Jolly Rancher in a glass of water. It's not good.
Not good.
Also, near the bottom of the list, I'm gonna throw coconut in there.
Guy, I'm gonna take a hard disagree. We're gonna have to put it somewhere in the middle because that's my second favorite. Yeah. I think we're gonna.
So coconut for you is a 2.
Yeah, it's my number 2. Absolutely.
Wow. So I'm putting coconut 9. I'm putting coconut 9.
Okay, well all right. We'll have to move it further up the list because we're gonna take the difference and split it. So
we'll average. We'll do the math of this later.
All right. How do you feel about how do you feel about mango? That mango flavor.
Mango. I mean, like really, what we're talking about here are like what are the situations you would drink these? Mango LaCroix. I think it's a good one. Is it too sweet? Yeah. But, it's good for when you're, like, entertaining people who you think know things about art, Maybe bring a mango along.
Ooh, no, mango is like office startup. If you offer someone interviewing for a job there, you throw them a mango just to keep them, to let them know where they stand. Yeah.
Just to break the ice,
Like, oh, would you like a seltzer water? And like, oh yeah, I love the LaCroix. And you bring them a mango, and then they know like.
And they think they're gonna get lime or lemon, but they're getting mango, and you're like, no,
yeah, they're getting the Snickle Fritz.
We do things differently around here,
Wait, you rock with lime or lemon?
I mean, I don't want to jump the gun, but lime is my number 1. Classic plain lime is the number 1. Lemon would probably be 5. Lemon's like if you got. I think I got my wires crossed. I think you're right. I think lemon is I have some pretentious person coming over here who pretends to know about art. I better throw them a lemon. I don't want to offend them.
Okay. Where are you throwing pamplemousse?
I mean, that's got to be top 2 or 3. That was their first big hit. That's what they're known for, man.
I'll let it be 3. I mean, yeah, all right, I'll let it be 2.
I think no, 3's appropriate. I think
because I like the color scheme. I love the color scheme. Do I like the taste of the drink? It's fine.
Yeah, I actually don't. I feel like it has a weird artificial taste to it. I don't like pamplemousse. I mean, I
gave it a 3, dude.
3. I know because I respect it, dude.
You respect the color scheme of the can?
I respect the history of it. It's got legacy. It's like, it's like James Harden at this point. It's been around so long, you got to respect it. Is it always going to be the number 1 or 2? Not always. It's always going to be in the mix, though.
Let's crown
whether
number 1.
Whether or not you like it or not.
It's in the mix.
Grapefruit's Russ Westbrook. It's Russ Westbrook is who it is. It's like, it's always going to be around the top, but is it ever going to be really the definitive number 1? Probably not.
Yeah, you got that. That's fair because Russ, you got to respect. Okay, where do you? Well, let's just crown number one real quick. Do you want to just knock it out? I think we both know where we're going with this, right? You already did it.
Number one.
You did, but you
I
rock
think number one is classic lime.
Where'd you put key lime?
Key lime is more of a dessert LaCroix, in my opinion. Key lime
that was the most anorexic thing you've ever said to me. That's the most anorexic thing you ever said is, oh, key lime. That's a real dessert LaCroix. I was like, dude, you have a problem, man. Like, that is the ultimate skinny bitch thing to say. Is like, oh, that's more of like a dessert LaCroix. When I'm treating myself, I bust out a key lime, you know?
Yeah.
Because I've been good.
When I get to get longer without eating, I gotta throw in a key lime. It's basically
sometimes I won't even regurgitate it after I drink it. I'll just let it digest.
I like to keep it down there. I like to keep the key lime flavors in my stomach.
All right, what other flavors do we have?
It's just too sweet. Orange. I'm gonna put orange like 8 or 9. I think it's a bad flavor. I'm fine with
it. Yeah.
I don't like it. I think it's like just get a Fanta. You know, like what are you looking for here?
Yes.
You know? Orange.
There's already
is the
sodas,
flavor orange is the flavor for people who didn't want to like eat a fruit that day, you know? Like it's not you know, this might be elitist. I don't think it's a refined Croix. I really don't. I'm going to put it 8.
Yes, you need a little bit of nuanced flavors in it, I think.
It's
you know
not
what I mean?
nuanced. It's not nuanced.
No, it is a very orangey flavor.
Really, like what we're talking about is you ever see those memes that's like the graph of like someone's face and it's like chaotic neutral, chaotic evil.
Oh, those are D&D.
Yeah. I mean, that's I would say another flavor we're not talking about is hibiscus, and that would be chaotic neutral for me.
Yeah.
Is that one of them? It's just like, why is it there? You know, like what is a hibiscus? I don't know. Is it like it's like a flower, right? I don't.
Yeah, I feel that way about passion fruit. Does anyone know what a hibiscus is? Does anyone know what it is? Passion fruit, yeah. Hibiscus, it's a flower. I believe so.
Hibiscus, and then passion fruit is in that
passion
realm.
fruit. Passion fruit is another good-looking can, but again, I'm not. You know what, dude? I'm gonna just lemon tastes like Pledge.
I get that.
I
get that. I'm still putting it up there, but I think lemon does taste like Pledge. You're not wrong. Watermelon is very low for me. Watermelon's very low.
I've never had it. I can't speak to it.
Watermelon is like you're trying to
unfair.
Get drunk at like your condo complex pool. So you bring that and mix it with like clear tequila. Yeah. That's watermelon for me.
Okay. That sounds nice.
When you are trying to be an alcoholic but you don't want people to see it. That's watermelon LaCroix. Are there any big ones we're leaving off? I think those are the highlights.
Yeah, I think we nailed them. I think let's just give one.
Berry?
Let's just give. Oh,
who's getting berry?
I'll do it.
You know?
I'll do it.
Of course I'll do it. But like, who's getting berry weekly?
I'll do it. If I'm offering you berry or pure, which one are you taking?
Oh.
Which one? What berry. Are you taking? What are you taking pure over? I guess that's the real question.
Like RC Cola. Like you're at a car dealership and they've got like, hey, we have 2 drinks. We have pure LaCroix in RC Cola. And you're like, oh shit. Well, I'm not trying to fall asleep or have a sugar rush.
Okay, so pure's at the bottom for you.
Sonata, so I got pure. Yeah.
Okay.
Pure's not really in the game for me.
All right. Well, before my camera times out, we should come to agreement and crown a champ. Who is your number? Are you sticking with lime? Because that is the most popular flavor.
I mean, it's the objective front runner. It's like the dark side of the moon of LaCroix.
It is. I'd give you shit about it, but it seems to be.
I think we know really where we're in agreement here.
Yeah, no, we are. Key lime, dude. It tastes like a pie. I don't know how they do it, but it tastes like key lime pie.
It's basically a slice of pie.
It is. It is.
You know, while I do view it as a dessert, like 10 p.m. LaCroix, when I'm reading about, the Oklahoma City bombings.
Yeah,
it's a good palate cleanser.
Sure is.
But
It is good. It does. I mean, usually I'm drinking a LaCroix for hydration, but when I'm drinking a key lime, I'm gonna savor it, dude. I'm gonna savor
drinking
it.
for celebration.
Yeah.
You're vibing. You're feeling yourself.
Yeah, man.
It gives me the confidence I need to go get like a loan or something. That's where I'll leave it.